Welcome back. Today, we're taking a deep dive into the actual architecture of the English language. In this explainer, we're going to see exactly how to elevate everyday writing into that sophisticated, highly detailed prose you see in advanced texts. We're talking about mastering the noun phrase, which is a staple for that C1 level grammar mastery. If you've ever wondered how pro writers create those rich, complex sentences without totally breaking grammatical rules, well, you are in the exact right place.
Check out this absolute unit of a sentence piece. The remarkable achievements of modern medical research. Believe it or not, in the context of a sentence, this entire massive chunk of text acts structurally as just a single noun. Yep, you heard that right. It's one grammatical unit. It's kind of mind-bending, isn't it? Today, we are going to unpack exactly how that actually works.
So here's our game plan for this explainer. First, 1. Meet the noun phrase. 2. Building a noun phrase. 3. The phrase in action. 4. Avoiding common mistakes. And finally, 5. Achieving C1 mastery. We're going to build your understanding of this topic brick by brick.
All right, let's jump right in with section 1. Meet the noun phrase, the VIP of the sentence. So by definition, a noun phrase is a grammatical unit consisting of a head noun or pronoun, together with any words that modify or determine it. But the absolutely crucial takeaway here is that it functions as a single noun. To truly wrap your head around this, I want you to picture a VIP. The head noun, that's the boss, the absolute center of attention. Every other word in that phrase, the determiners, the adjectives, the numbers, they're basically just the bodyguards or personal assistants. They surround the VIP to give us more info about them, but without that VIP, the whole group is totally useless.
To see what I mean, look at this. On the left, we've got a naked, isolated noun, dog. It's just a single word. But when we fully dress it up, we get a noun phrase, the small brown dog. The word dog is still the head noun. It's still our VIP. But now it's got its entourage. It has the determiner the and the adjective small and brown. Together, that whole group of words functions in exactly the same way as the single word dog would in any normal sentence. Moving right along to section 2, building a noun phrase, the architectural blocks. Let's literally build one of these skyscrapers from the ground up, stacking from left to right. We start with our first block, a determiner, the. Next, we slide in a quantity block, 3. Then an adjective phrase block, highly intelligent. Now comes the most important piece of the puzzle, the head noun, students. And finally, we cap it off with a post modifier, which is just a fancy way of saying a phrase placed after the noun, like from Canada. Put the whole shebang together and you get the 3 highly intelligent students from Canada. Notice how literally every single block we added just serves to give us a sharper, more precise picture of that one head noun, students.
And the best part? You've got a massive toolbox of modifiers you can play with here. You can use determiners like the car, adjectives like beautiful garden, possessives to show who owns what, like John's house. You can stack numbers like 3 books. You can even toss in prepositions right after the noun, like the house on the hill, or attach entire relative clauses, like the man who helped us. These are basically the architectural decorations and the mortar you use to support and define your base noun.
Let's see what these actually do out in the wild in section 3, the phrase in action, grammatical functions.
Because a complex noun phrase functions as a single unit, it can perform the exact same jobs as simple, everyday nouns. The phrase can step up and act as the subject, telling us who is performing the action. The little girl won the competition. It can be a direct object, directly taking the action. She bought a new smartphone. Or it can be an indirect object, receiving something. She gave her younger brother a gift. In every single scenario, the whole phrase moves and acts as one solid grammatical piece.
But wait, it doesn't stop there. This powerhouse of a phrase can also slide right into complement and prepositional roles. It can act as a subject complement, basically renaming the subject after a linking verb. Sarah is a talented musician. It can be an object complement, describing the object. They elected him team captain. Or it can serve as the object of a preposition, slotting in right after a prepositional word. She sat beside the large window.
Now, this is where it gets really elegant. Enter the appositive. An appositive is a noun phrase that sits right next to another noun to gracefully rename it and add advanced detail. Check this out. Mr. Brown, our new teacher, is very kind. That noun phrase, our new teacher, acts as an appositive, literally just renaming Mr. Brown.
It is a phenomenal tool for injecting that C1 level sophistication and detail into your writing without having to create a clunky, entirely new sentence. Okay, time for section 4, avoiding common mistakes, structural failures.
Even master builders mess up sometimes. Let's analyze structural failure. Take a look at this phrase, beautiful in the garden. Why is this a total disaster? Because it's missing the head noun. So the rule of thumb is, if the VIP is missing, the entire structure completely collapses. You essentially just have adjectives and prepositions standing around like bodyguards, but with nobody to actually protect. The correct version obviously provides that VIP, the beautiful flowers in the garden. Okay, put your detective hat on for a second. Can you spot why the quickly student fails? Exactly. The word quickly is an adverb, and adverbs describe verbs, not nouns. You absolutely cannot use an adverb as a building block to modify a noun. You have to use an adjective. So the grammatically sound correct phrase here is the quick student.
And here's one more classic slip-up. Many intelligent. Once again, the math just doesn't add up. Many is a determiner. Intelligent is an adjective, but who or what are we actually talking about? The head noun is missing in action. To fix the structural failure, we have to complete the phrase, many intelligent students. I honestly cannot reinforce this enough. The head noun is an absolute necessity to make the noun phrase equation work. Which brings us to our final act, section 5, achieving C1 mastery, the skyscraper. Let's circle back to that massive quote we saw at the very beginning of this explainer. The remarkable achievements of modern medical research have transformed healthcare worldwide. What's so fascinating here is the sheer grammatical weight of the subject phrase. The remarkable achievements of modern medical research acts as one massive, foundational block. Despite having a determiner, an adjective, a head noun, and a really long prepositional post modifier, the whole thing elegantly serves as the single subject for the verb phrase have transformed. It's precise, it's dense, and it just sounds highly professional. Check out this next one. Every student who completed the assignment before the deadline received additional credits. Marvel at how that relative clause, who completed the assignment before the deadline, acts as a super-powered post modifier. It doesn't break the sentence structure. Instead, it adds incredible precision to the head noun student, narrowing down exactly who we're talking about long before we even reach the verb. Finally, let's look at this absolute beauty of a sentence. The elderly gentleman wearing a black suit and carrying a leather briefcase greeted everyone politely. Notice how this phrase uses multiple modifiers to paint a really vivid, highly detailed picture. We've got determiners, adjectives, and extended participle phrases all stacked together like puzzle pieces. Yet grammatically, it remains perfectly sound. It all still functions simply as the subject of the verb greeted. You're basically providing immense detail without sacrificing the core grammatical structure. So, as we wrap up this explainer, I've got a challenge for you. How are you going to upgrade your next sentence by building a more powerful noun phrase? You've now got all the architectural tools right at your fingertips, the determiners, the adjectives, the post modifiers, and most importantly, an understanding of that VIP head noun. Take these tools and go transform your own writing. Don't settle for simple nouns when you can build skyscrapers. Thanks so much for exploring this with me, and keep building those spectacular sentences.